Good afternoon, I'm Georgia Moylan with 2NURFM Hunter News. Police are investigating after a white powder was discovered at the Port Stephens Council building at Raymond Terrace. The substance was found in a delivery in the mailroom at about 8 this morning, forcing the building to be evacuated. Hazmat crews checked the substance, confirming it wasn't dangerous. Detective Inspector Guy Flaherty says the delivery was generically addressed to Council.
It wasn't a specific threat to any person or business unit. It was just directed to the council. There was a letter included in that, and again, the contents of that are being examined by investigators.
Concerns have been raised about the future of Newcastle's rail corridor as a drill was seen in the area. The ultimate future of the corridor is still before the courts, but Urban Growth's choice to drill for a ground test yesterday has sparked concerns plans are moving rapidly at government level. Newcastle MP Tim Crackenthorpe says the government is hiding an agenda from the community.
They said that this was a people's project, yet we're being kept in the dark. The government said this land would be retained as green space, then they said there'd be cafes, then they said there'd be large developments, and now they're drilling nearly all the way along the rail line. So will there be non-stop high-rise development all the way along the rail line? For this government, is the sky the limit?
Newcastle's City Council are calling on small businesses for expressions of interest on the former lynched prawns site along Wharf Road. The businesses adding to hospitality and tourism environment of the foreshore, such as bike hire and cafes, are said to be possibilities for the space. Lord Mayor Nuatali Nelms says any new developments will stay within the existing footprint.
I can understand why the community be concerned with previous proposals on the site that were several stories high and quite bulky. They weren't really compatible with the existing use of the foreshore park, and this is why Council has been very clear that any expression of interest for this site is for the exact footprint and for single story.
Ceremonial commemorations are happening in Mayfield today to mark the 100th anniversary of the opening of Newcastle's BHP Steelworks. A memorial sculpture was commissioned as part of commemorative plans and now sits on the corner of George Street and Industrial Drive. President of Newcastle's Industrial Heritage Association, Bob Cook, says the piece honours the workers of the BHP.
We've had a blacksmith sculptor, an artist blacksmith sculptor, design and build a memorial to those who worked and died here at the steelworks over the life of the steelworks, and it's an artistic sculpture depicting the people who worked at the works.
The revamping of 130 metres of footpath on the southern side of King Street is underway. Newcastle Council completed the first stage of rehabilitation works earlier this year, cutting down 9 plane trees along the retail strip. The current works include replacing of curbs, gutters and footpaths, as well as replacing the fallen trees with more suitable ornamental pear trees between Crown and Perkins Streets.
Sport for our sponsor, newcastlecheapestcars.com.au.
Newcastle Knights CEO Matt Gidley has spoken out over rumours about Rick Stone's uncertain future at the club. Criticism fell on Stone after the club's disappointing loss to a heavily depleted Brisbane side last week. With another slim loss to the Warriors on Sunday, the squad have set a record 7 losses from their last 8 games. Gidley has said while the results have been poor, the blame does not rest solely on Stone. Meanwhile, the Knights hope their loss to the Warriors over the weekend will breathe new life into the team for the remainder of the season. The club went down by a narrow 20 points to 24, missing a host of key players including captain Kurt Gidley. With a whirlwind 4 straight wins at the start of the season, the team's recent poor performance has set them just 2 points shy of the top 8, with the pressure on for them to perform in coming weeks. And in golf, Musselbrook's Kurt Barnes is wary of over-practicing for the upcoming 115th US Open, saying he'll train for it as if it's any other competition. That's sport. I'm Sarah Giuliano.
2NURFM News Time is 12:10.